mastermind, half Asian, white, but perhaps for Polynesian or Latina. Dog, the strongest, is a first generation in the US, Soviet border Eastern Europe, with a voice like a father from Russia, working class. Joey, earthy dark clothes, small frame and unsure of himself, mixed race, Asian Latino. He's little and younger compared to the other three men. Michael, level-headed, black and Asian, also from ghetto, but carries himself with upper middle class style, rarely speaks. And the psychiatrist, female, attractive and educated. Projects herself like a businesswoman, strong, motivating voice. Mixed Asian, light-skinned Latino or Caucasian. Scene 0, the aftermath. Officer 1, golf. Empty stage, except for a few closed cardboard boxes in a line across from wing to wing. There is a dark carbon paper littering the floor, representing a small fire has been extinguished in the warehouse space. Dry ice has been released in one wing, representing that a fire has been extinguished. There is yellow tape covering the scene, and a small round table with paper on it, with 3 men standing around it. Captain, Chino, Officer 1, Dolph, and Officer 2, Mike.
What do we have here, Captain?
Forensic says that the fire was started in the loading area after 2 a.m. Cigarettes and just a few papers. Not much of any value was damaged here. This section of the facility is mostly just garbage and old display cases, seasonal furniture, and trash. Nothing really. We just received some reports from a few of the stores here in the mall that some of their merchandise is missing. The mall cameras were off though. Everything was dark, the camera images anyway. Get someone to check the circuit breakers, just for fingerprints.
Captain, we found some tire tracks by the exit ramps which are matched with a van from the 1990s. Look for a standard sized van with 3 to 5 passengers. Person just relayed that he has images from the perimeter wall. Pearson just relayed that he has images from the perimeter wall with a few guys in worker clothes.
Let's go. All roads, Radiohead. Call in an APB to precincts within the 150-mile radius. They're not too far.
The officers quickly pack belts and fix gear and gather papers. They break huddle and exit the station opposite corners. Dolph and Mike exit in the back wings. Chino exits crossing the stage, down front center. Scene 1, the shopping plan. Empty stage except for a few closed cardboard boxes in a line across from wing to wing. They are strong enough to lean on or even sit upon, and 3 open boxes. 15 brown cardboard boxes of various shapes and sizes clutter the stage background, all large except enough to be bulky for one person. Chino and Joey have tape guns. An assembly line for mall garbage workers seen from audience left to right. Chino, Joey, Michael, and Dolph. They are all packing and moving the store garbage to the exit, loading dock of the large shopping center.
Joey, what's your problem? I don't trust a guy who never says shit.
Nothing, I'm just listening to you guys.
Bullshit. Here, relax. Here, have a smoke. This box has 10 cigarettes and a joint in it. Pick one and enjoy.
He leans past Mike and throws him the box. All but Joey laughs.
Don't give him that shit, Dolph. Look at his eyes, Jack. The kid's a virgin. He had a few beers and never even popped a roof.
Joey looks carefully at the contents, then at Dolph. He thinks for a moment, then takes a cigarette and hops off the work line to the open boxes. He lights it with the 20 match pack on the side, takes a drag, then throws the box back to Dolph.
Thanks. Anyway, you tell me how we're going to disable the surveillance cameras.
He points up randomly, fixes his cap.
Well, that's the fun part. We don't have to. We'll be in worker uniforms the whole time. 3 of us would wear glasses, everyone would get hair wigs and baseball caps. Jumpsuits, a few thermoses, and cups of coffee.
He opens wide with some gesticulation, playing the room. addressing folks in the audience.
During your shift, pocket as many receipts that litter the floor as you work all day. If you're collecting from the garbage, be extra discreet. Then, for the next few weeks, leave the tops untapped until the last hour. The boss will see this and remind you each time to empty the last bins and close them. Ball up loose packing paper on the top half. Close the tape securely after his check.
Joey keeps a cigarette in his mouth on the left side. He grabs the tape gun and kneels and begins packing one of the open boxes in the stage in front of Chino. The other three are moving boxes across the stage as an assembly line.
He usually checks with a broomstick, only 1 to 3 random boxes, so even if you stash in them, the papers and other junk would make it hard to find a few items. So don't put more than 3 items in any one box. Understand? Preferably no items larger than a soap box. I mean, a bread box.
Pauses, makes eye contact. Silence.
Only stash on Fridays or Saturdays, when the day has already been exhausting and everyone wants to go.
Joey carefully tapes 2 straps across the top of the large box. He stands proudly beside it, striking a pose for the audience. He then takes blue stage tape from off his left wrist.
When done, just wait until 2-3 a.m. for pickup. You can mark the boxes with a dent or extra tape. Usually I tape it a double stripe because I can fill the seams quickly and not use a flashlight.
Joey tapes the box on the side with a double blue stripe. He flourishes his arms as if he has just revealed a secret magic trick. Silence.
Now I know all this. When?
Got it?
Joey is oblivious to all and is having his move. He finishes it and gets back on the work line with the others.
What items?
Whatever you want. Get me the 5 items in the front display case at the back of the aisle. Lower shelf. The extra stock are right below. Down under the cabinets there. Never take any display case items. Tape the items to the walls of the boxes, then tape the wallpaper on top. That's the best way.
Nods and eye contact all around, like friends shopping together.
I'll circle the blocks so I'll be in sight every 10 minutes or so. Go near the garbage pile for pickup, so you can ditch easily if something's up. Just walk off. Either we'll get it later or try it again next week.
They leave the keys hanging there all day. I'll pick them up when I punch in, place a similar set that looks like them, and make a copy of the set at lunch. Then I'll put them back on the hook.
Chino leans forward over a sealed box. He calls down the line.
Tonight, you down?
Each man extends his right arm with a thumbs up over a box in front of him. First Chino, Joey, Michael, then Dom. They put down their arms, then start moving the line of boxes again.
Take only the mid-level price stuff. The high-end stuff is packed with special clothes and tags. It's a headache.
Yeah, so no caviar or cat food, but sushi is good.
The low-end stuff is too bulky. It won't sell for shit. Besides, we only have 1 van. Mike is driving to the dock. He'll be in charge of the car until we load. Then I'll drive the getaway route. Dolph is riding shotgun. I took the plates off the rental and put on a set I found in the old junkyard. I want us off the road by 4 a.m.
Okay.
We don't have time for everything. Large crates of mid-level merchandise. Fill the truck. Make 3 trips max. Joey?
I'm good.
Lights a cigarette and nods. Takes 3 quick drags.
Good then.
Silence. Scene 2, wrapping up. Work is finished. Boxes are mostly piled to the right of Dolph. A few others litter the stage with a few papers. Folks are standing within the movement, wrapping up gloves, fixing shirts, pants, jackets. Silence.
Why is everyone so damn quiet here? I have a joke. Once upon a time, there was a wicked czar who was so corrupt that 5 of his top advisors placed him under house arrest with his Cossack army around the building. They demanded that he reform from his evil ways. The czar was tired and didn't want to talk with them.
Dolph crosses to center and moves off stage. The lights change to soft red. The others back him up. They are listening to the joke, angled towards him.
Now, he said, I could have any of you arrested and executed for the crimes you have done in my kingdom. I am not the only criminal here. We are all criminals. The Tsar took out a revolver and showed them there was no bullets in the chambers, placed it on a round table, and spun it clockwise. We will play a round of Russian roulette. I will go last. I will sit here in my throne on my side, and if and when you all survive, then I will have my turn. The 5 advisors agreed. The gun was loaded with 1 bullet and spun. Then, all 6 sat at a round table. The Tsar stood from his seat and sat on the throne by himself. One by one, the advisors held the gun in their to their heads and pulled the trigger. Lift, place, click. Then gun slid down the table to the second advisor. Lift, place, click, slide. Lift, place, click. Lift, place, click. The 5th advisor was sweating bullets. He nervously grabbed the gun. His hands were shaking. He placed it on his temple, and then he pulled the trigger. Click, click. A wave of relief passed over the table. I believe it is now your time to turn, Your Highness. The Tsar walked to the door and opened it. His personal guard had already taken over the Cossacks outside and ended the coup.
Dolph crossed to where Chino was working. He pantomimed opening a door.
He said, Ivan, come inside, for we need another player for the game. The soldier, Ivan saluted the Tsar. The soldier, Ivan, saluted the Tsar. He closed the door, and Ivan sat, and without speaking, looked at each advisor. Then he picked up the revolver. He placed it on his temple. He closed his eyes and pulled the trigger. Bam! Ivan was now dead. The advisors stood up at their chairs. Then the Tsar said, where are you going? Another round.
Silence. Stunned looks. Reserved faces.
I love that. One of my favorite old jokes.
Funny. I get it.
Chino, how do you know this guy?
Joey put out his cigarette, flicks it off stage to the wing with his right hand.
I know one. A joke, that is. Relax, just listen.
Dolph and Chino exchanged places.
There was once a teacher who loved his job. His first year of teaching, he was assigned to a real ghetto school.
Chino stands behind large boxes at the teacher's desk. He is trying to encourage.
Class, I told you that I accept late assignments. Catch up, hand in work. I can't pass you if there's no work handed in. Stop cutting class and take the final. I know you can still make it.
You're always busy with the others in class. They pick on me constantly, hitting me from behind and stealing things from my dad. I can't concentrate. What am I going to tell my mother? I'm better off working at a fast food restaurant or something, getting a real job.
You promised more resources in my native language. These translations make no sense. This is a waste of my time.
Think I give a fuck? Free lunch in summer school anyway. Your class sucks, you suck.
Lights change back to white, and loading dock, and everyone lines up again.
Anyways, the students rebel. Hell with school. They drop out and form a car theft ring. They're really good at it. They take turns as lookout, Jimmy man, and driver. One day, they're in a large mall parking lot, outside the superstores and Chinese and fast food restaurants among hundreds of parked cars. They target an old station wagon still in good shape and go to work on the driver's side door. Joey is Jimmy the driver's door.
Lights change to soft, yellow, and darken about a third intensity.
A gray-haired man walks up and he is carrying a few bags of groceries. Hey, you kids, freeze! What do you think you're doing? Stop that right now! They all freeze. They slowly raise both hands and turn with both hands up. The leader turns around and says,
Holy shit, it's you. Sorry, we didn't know this was one of yours, Teach.
Mr. Goodbar. What? We thought you were the police.
You know this guy?
He was our geography teacher.
Yeah, back in high school.
He was your teacher?
Boys, I told you win or lose, never, ever give up on yourselves. You don't have to do this. Get a job. You all said you could drop out and get real jobs. You told me.
Sorry, Professor, we're not doing that.
Silence. Dolph slowly reaches his hand into his pocket and keeps it hidden there. Silence. No one moves. Chino straightens up, preparing to speak as bravely and politely as possible.
Look, I'm sorry. Schools are overcrowded. There were so many on the borderlines, and I had to make sure your classmates passed, and that the best ones got my attention too. You guys weren't given the support and extra resources you needed.
He reaches into his pants pocket.
Here, take my car. Here are the